we bring you the world of Python on hardware this week. We've got a lot.
Okay, so is CircuitPython good for cosplay?
Well, we built it for cosplay, and that's why it's good for cosplay.
So this is a cosplay project by Boss Jones. It's half of a Black Panther cosplay project with NeoPixels and CircuitPython in it. And this is such a cool gift, so we have to include it.
Well, also, in Wakanda, the vibranium is what powers everything. But for costume makers, it's CircuitPython.
Yeah.
We also have a series of posts that we're doing about what inspired us to do things like Trellis, which is now an open source Python playing musical instrument. So I'll just show a little bit. One was, you know what this is?
Is this the Bitbox?
This is what became Mono. I believe it was called Bitbox. That was the...
Wow, this is huge.
And this is what they started off with, and this is what Mono started as. Then later, and this is a really long time ago, like 11 years ago, this is what Mono first shipped with. And we did a series of posts. We looked at the Wayback Machine, all this cool stuff from the one of the original Maker musical instrument boxes that kind of did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And then later on, this is the...
This is 16. It's 16 by 16, massive.
This is a massive one. And then we also looked at, you know this?
This is the Tenorion, which actually, like, I kind of remember hearing about it. So this was actually back in 2005.
Yeah.
And it was it made the music on its own, and it had an LCD, and it had buttons. But it was like a button board. And yeah, like Yamaha was trying to invent like futuristic musical instruments interfaces.
And here's just a little bit. And again, when you look at the Neo Trellis, you're like, oh, like these are the inspirations and the type of things that we wanted to make. And since things got lower cost and easier to use, especially with things like CircuitPython, Neo Trellis is $60. It's a pretty good value.
Yeah, because with all these other boards, like you're just it's a MIDI slave, or it has firmware that's not open source. But it's like, well, what if you could program it yourself?
And this is from a Nine Inch Nails concert where, if you look at this, it's like a giant version of Neo Trellis.
Yeah, it's like a gigantic touch synthesizer, which is really cool.
Yeah, and then we also have coming soon. This is Bluetooth NRF stuff going on.
It's happening. We're working on it. Anyone out there, you love debugging and working on Bluetooth APIs? Your gaps. Drop in CircuitPython Discord.
Yeah.
Or check out the GitHub repo. It's happening. It's like we're kind of building the world, or as you said, like we're building the airplane as it's flying. So it's fun.
Dave did a CircuitPython talk, Python on
That's
hardware.
Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
That's CircuitPython.
Some costuming made with CircuitPython. This week made with Moo. I thought this was interesting. Over on Gitter, which is kind of like a Slack community kind of
GitHub thing,
GitHub chat thing. And Toll mentioned that they're going to be adding Kano to Moo.
Yeah.
And this is MicroPython interacting with Kano, so you can light up one of their products. And this is really interesting because Kano didn't have MicroPython.
It wasn't originally
Python support.
I think when they first started the Kickstarter, they didn't mention it.
Yeah.
But now it does ship with, I think it's the ESP32 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it has the ESP32 MicroPython core, and then you can, web REPL in and control it over the internet, which is interesting. This wave of hardware running CircuitPython. It's like the more we look, the more we're seeing it.
Speaking of
which,
Digi, and this is a screenshot from the Mauser video. They're now stocking this XB3, and what does it have? What is it supported? MicroPython. So we're trying to get a hold of folks at Digi and also Scilabs, because there's a port of MicroPython, and they said they were going to post it, and we can't find it, so we're trying to find that. We're doing the footwork, so we'll let you know if that works out. JP posted up his guide. We have a highlight series of guides that we do every week with CircuitPython. We have over 115 libraries.
Yes, and this one is the first project we've done with the Feather M0 Bluefruit. So if you wanted to do like a Feather M0, so you have that disk drive programmability, and do Bluetooth, this is the first project we've done that shows you how to do it using our app and Bluetooth Energy.
So this is all the stuff that we do every single week. You can check out the awesome CircuitPython list.
Yay,
this is from the Adafruit Daily newsletter. Go to adafruitdaily.com, sign up for Python on hardware, and it is all part of Code Plus Community. That's why we showed the cosplay communities, the Python communities, all the intersection of these things together, and the glue is Python. We have more news coming up next week. That is Python on hardware for the week.
Awesome.
Okay. All right.